We are the fourth. We are St. Louis.
This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball. And this afternoon from Wrigley Field in Chicago, the Cardinals still alive. It's the St. Louis Cardinals and the Chicago Cubs. I'm Dan McLaughlin. That's Tim McCarver. Jim Hayes is with us as well. As I said, Cardinals still alive, 3 to go, and only 1 back in the wild card.
Realistically, I think the Cardinals have to run the table. I think they have to win 3 against the Cubs. And during that time, I think the Dodgers need to lose at least 2 to the San Francisco Giants. And with Bumgarner going tonight, it's a delicious time during the season.
Delicious. Old Dominion bringing his best. Let's take a look at Adam Wainwright, what he's done here at Wrigley Field. And you never know, this could be the final time we see Adam Wainwright in a Cardinal uniform.
Pretty good segue when you're saying delicious and talking about Adam Wainwright. He and Yadier Molina have worked over 24,000 innings together. That's hard to believe. But Adam, once more, it might be his last start for the Cardinals. We shall see.
Last time for Waino, who knows? But it's a big start and so many great memories throughout the years. Wainwright and the Cardinals coming up on Fox Sports Midwest. Power equipment. Pick your power, fuel or battery with STIHL. Search STIHL. Big series here at Wrigley. We check in with Jim.
Dan, 3 games left, 1 game out of the second wild card. The math is pretty simple. Getting swept by the Brewers back in St. Louis didn't exactly help the Cards situation, but Adam Wainwright says the Cards are ready to keep pushing forward.
Just 2 ways to go. You can quit and you can lay down and you can get ready for the offseason, or you can show up with your hair on fire and ready to play baseball game. And it'll start with the first game. You know, start with Friday and we'll see what happens. But we're going to be ready to play. I can promise you I'll be ready to pitch.
The Cards are excited to have Waino on the hill, as Jose Martinez put it. Dan, who else would you want?
All right, Jimmy, thank you. Adam Wainwright. And the St. Louis Cardinals, 3 games to go. Playoff implications. Baseball coming up.
Taking Cardinal fans for a turbulent ride. It's been a year of highs and lows, amazing comebacks, thrilling walk-off wins, and rookie sensations taking center stage. The season began with high hopes from fans, with the fate of the team undetermined. And now the outcome of 2018 rests on this one final series. The Cardinals find themselves at Wrigley, facing a Cubs team looking to clinch the division title, while the Redbirds aspire to keep their playoff hopes alive. It's the Cubs and Cardinals with postseason on the line, and it all starts right now.
Always fun at Wrigley Field, and now the extra drama added to it. The potential of postseason play for the St. Louis Cardinals. 60 degrees with Tim McCarver, Jim Hayes. I'm Dan McLaughlin. The ivy-covered walls of Wrigley Field and a packed house. We do have rain in the area. Let's hope it stays away. But regardless, what a setting for what should be a fun weekend of baseball.
What a setting for the only game played in the major leagues today. A day game at Wrigley Field. Other games will be tonight, of course, and every other team has 3 more to play.
Joe Madden and the Cubs are 93 and 66. The Cardinals 87 and 72. Now, the last time that Matt Carpenter led off a game at Wrigley Field, the Cubs had 4 in their outfield. He was on just that remarkable run here at Wrigley and had an incredible series in those 5 games.
6 home runs in 5 games, 3 in 1 game.
Kubota Power Stats, Carpenter at Wrigley Field this year. 6 homers, 13 runs batted in. The high OPS and the average near 500. He's at the top. And then Martinez and DeYoung. Ozuna, Jerko, Molina, Colton Wong, Harrison Bader, and Adam Wainwright. Kyle Hendricks, start number 33. He's 13 and 11. And his second half has been a lot better than an ugly first half for him.
One of 2 Cub pitchers that have 13 wins. That's second to John Lester's 18 wins for the Cubs. And it would be a good day for the Cardinals to score early. I can't remember, Dan. We're trying to find that out when the Cardinals scored more than 1 run in the first inning. It's been a while.
Yeah, you could set the tone in the series, get a little momentum going, get the crowd maybe out of it, your fans in it.
Right.
All those things play into it.
Actually, the date was September 17th, so that was 11 days ago. But it seems like longer than that. Cardinals have not had early offense with multiple runs in a while. They need that today.
And for the Cubs, it's still important for them. Now, they have clinched a berth in postseason play, but Chicago only a game in front of Milwaukee. And so they're playing for positioning in the playoffs. And not only that, but a chance to knock out their arch rival, the St. Louis Cardinals. Adds to it. Makes this so much fun.
Only time these 2 teams were in the postseason together, 2015. The Cubs beat the Cardinals, and that's the last time the Cardinals were in postseason.
So here's Matt Carpenter. Hit his National League leading 36th home run on Sunday, trying to become the 8th Cardinal to lead the league in round trippers. And the wind is blowing out to right field. The first pitch by Hendricks. Taken for a ball, and we're underway. Such a disappointing series for the Cardinals against the Brewers, swept by Milwaukee. I think if the Cardinals win game 1, they might win that series, but it seemed like the wind was taken out of the sails of the club. And give Milwaukee a lot of credit. Deep lineup, and they showed it.
Yep, in the 8th inning, Eric Thames, that triple that had it been kept in front of Jose Martinez in right field could have made the difference. Triple led to 2 runs, and the Brewers won that game, and then blew the Cardinals out in game 2 and couldn't score in game 3.
A ball and 2 strikes on Matt Carpenter. And Carpenter hits it out of play. Mike Schilt was named the interim manager with 1 game left in the first half of the season. And then the Cardinals open up the second half with 5 games here at Wrigley. And the Cardinals are 39 and 26 since the All-Star break. Most wins, 39 in the National League since the break. A swing and a miss by Carpenter. And that's how we start the series and today. The Cubs defensively, lots of versatility, and they're showing it with Bryant in left, Hayward in center, and Ben Zobrist in right. Around the horn, presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. David Bodie, Javi Baez, Daniel Murphy picked up from Washington, Rizzo at first, and Wilson Contreras behind the plate. In steps Jose Martinez. The 9th inning against Milwaukee on Wednesday, he had an infield hit. Adolis Garcia tried to score from first on a ball that got away and tripped around the bag. Essentially, the game was over.
Yeah, that was a horrible visual for the Cardinals to take into the 3-game series to end the season. Cardinals hoping to extend the season any way they can.
Here's a 1-1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kyle Hendricks made his debut in 2014. You may forget he led all of baseball in ERA in 2016.
Not a hard thrower, here and there, outside, inside. Not a big breaking ball. That was a changeup there. Got to be foolish if you're any pitcher coming inside to Jose Martinez. That appeared to be a real mistake, and Hendricks got away with it.
That year of 16, he was 16-8. 2.13 was the ERA. Memorable game at Busch Stadium. Jeremy Hazelbaker broke up his no-hitter late in the season of 2016. Lifted to right. Zobrist coming on, and he'll make the catch. And the batter is Paul DeYoung. Mentioned that the second half has been better for Kyle Hendricks. In his first half, Tim, he had 31 walks and 5 games in which he had 3 or more walks. Also had given up 17 home runs. That was an issue for him, 6th most in the first half of the National League. So they talk about his changeup being much better here down the stretch. What are the numbers to prove the point? 7-3, 2.90 ERA since the break. Nothing in 2 the count on the Cardinals shortstop Paul DeYoung. 19 home runs. From Antioch, Illinois. A lot of family and friends here at Wrigley for Paul. Popped up. Contreras near the screen and makes the catch. Cardinals go in order. Will it be the final time we see him on the bump in a Cardinal uniform? Adam Wainwright makes the start today here at Wrigley. Injury riddled season. Wasn't sure if he would even make it back to be a reliever, and now here he is in the biggest start of the year.
Now, his biggest start of the year was against the Dodgers on the 16th of September, and he pitched 6 innings of shutout ball in his best performance of the year. Cardinals are hopeful that he can do something similar to that today.
2 balls and no strikes on Daniel Murphy. The Hyundai pitch arsenal for Wainwright. Murphy was a Cubs killer in postseason play. They went out and got him, and it's been a good addition. Addison Russell will not play the remainder of this regular season, so Murphy at second base and Javi Baez every day at short.
One of the great expressions of an offensive player is this guy can hit. And that's what is tagged with Daniel Murphy. He can hit. I'm really surprised the Cubs got him so cheaply.
I think many around baseball were fairly surprised about that.
Yeah.
And the 2-2 in the dirt. The Cubs here at home are 20 games above the 500 mark.
They've been above 500 in every month of the season. They're a good ball club, no question.
3-2 hit down the right field line, and it's foul.
I didn't think that ball had a chance to tail foul. Just at the last minute, got about 30 yards past Matt Carpenter, and that fan very close. You know, that's very close.
What do you think when you see that?
Bartman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Matter of fact, Steve Rosenblum of the Chicago Tribune had an article about that today, and he begging the fans to stay away from catching a foul ball. I thought that was totally inappropriate for a writer.
The 3-2 pitch, fouled back. Did it.
I mean, one of the great things in baseball is getting a foul ball. Now, you don't want to lean out onto the field of play, and I'm not too sure Bartman was guilty of that. I'm not too sure Bartman was guilty of a lot of things that the people who shot from the hip that next morning.
Oh, boy.
With Dusty Baker, the manager.
He can hit. 8-pitch at bat and a single by Daniel Murphy. And a look at the Cubs lineup. Murphy at the top, the switch hitting Ben Zobrist, then Anthony Rizzo, Javi Baez, Jason Hayward, and Chris Bryant. Wilson Contreras, Kyle Hendricks, and David Bodie. 8-pitch at bat and a single for Daniel Murphy. Cubs had an incident the other day in which a fan interfered with Anthony Rizzo, and
that was the article.
Right.
It was spawned from that play.
And it cost them the game. Some felt, after that, then all of a sudden Pittsburgh got a hit and a run scored, and they lost late.
Francisco Cervelli was the hitter for the Pirates and given good life, and ended up getting a double to tie the game, and the Cubs eventually won in extra innings.
And the 1-0 floats down and in for a ball. 2-0.
Wainwright looking at home plate umpire Adam Hamari, thinking that pitch was a strike. Certainly not too low. It's the thing about an umpire's got to be very experienced with Wainwright. You've got to wait to make the calls.
Three 3-0. See Wainwright kind of glare back into the home plate umpire. He thought he's got a couple of strikes.
Yes.
A single and now a walk. And it brings in Rizzo. The Cardinals defensively. Ozuna, Bader, Martinez. Around the horn, presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Jerko, DeYoung, Wong, and Carpenter on the infield. Yadier Molina behind the plate.
Cardinals need a double play ball from a guy who's hit .390 against them this year.
.24 home runs. He's driven in 97. The guy on deck is driven in 111 in Javi Baez. And a pitch that catches the inside portion of the strike zone. Oh, 1 hit out to left center. It drops in for a hit. A run will score, and it's 1-0 Chicago.
Looked like a cutter trying to get it in on the hands. Didn't get it in far enough. The ball was not hit well. But fielded by Ozuna. Everybody knows he can't throw. So it's throw into second base, and now runners at first and third, nobody out. The Cubs no different from any other team. They're going to take advantage of Ozuna as much as they can.
Here's Javi Baez. 34 homers, 111 runs batted in. Wainwright and Molina starting as battery mates. 242nd time. Franchise record. My partner Bob Gibson ranked second. 197 starts.
Well, Adam Wainwright, let's be honest, he's got to have those pitches.
Yep.
And thus far, he hasn't gotten them. Needs another double play ball right here. Even if the run scores, you thwart the big inning.
Here's a 1-1. Previous pitch was better.
I was thinking the same thing. Now, the home plate umpire called the last pitch a ball, and Javier Baez is complaining about this one.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Good play by Molina. Wainwright in his career 44 games, 45 now with this start. 36 start against the Chicago Cubs. 15-9 his record all time against the Cubbies.
No, the thing is, he's pitched very well here at Wrigley. He's 11-2
yes
lifetime here at Wrigley, but of course he's a different pitcher now.
And the 2-2. 15 years with the Cardinals. Closed out all 3 rounds of the postseason as a rookie in 06. He's had 4 top 3 finishes for the Cy Young Award. 7 trips to the playoffs. 3 pennants, 2 World Series titles. A couple of Gold Gloves.
He's had a champion's career, hasn't he?
Silver Slugger. What a run. Tied him up and a strikeout of Baez.
But think about that. Start him off with a curveball, and then the home plate umpire missed one of the 2 of the next pitches. Baez in the hole, and then he went for the curveball off the plate away, and then he tied him up. That's a good sequence by Yadier Molina.
Here's Hayward batting .272, 8 home runs, and has driven in 55. Baez is going to get a lot of consideration for the MVP. He may win it, but after watching Christian Yelich for 3 nights in St. Louis, it'd be hard to vote against him.
I think my pick would be Yelich by a hair, and I mean a hair. It's very close.
Baez and his versatility will be something to keep in mind.
Absolutely. He could win Gold Gloves at short or second, or both.
Right.
Colton Wong would have something to say about that at second base, however.
Little chopper hit slowly to Wong, and everybody's safe.
Oh boy. Colton Wong got caught in between, bothered a bit by Rizzo. I don't understand why he would have been bothered, but the play clearly was catch the ball and go to first. Got to concede the run. The ball wasn't hit that much. An error by a guy who rarely makes them.
Chris Bryant back in the lineup. Hit by a pitch, held him out of the lineup last couple of days. Runners at first and second. Strike one. So an error on Wong and an RBI for Hayward.
Cardinals lead the majors in errors. They have been a sloppy defensive club all year long and have to correct that under Mike Schilt, and nobody knows that any greater than Mike Schilt.
0-2.
I think you gotta stay away from Bryant because he's nursing a sore left shoulder. If he's going to get a hit against you, make him reach, because his shoulder is a problem.
It's the left wrist that he was hit on a couple of nights ago. And he went away and struck him out. So Wainwright should be out of this inning.
That ball way outside. Good work by Molina again, knowing the extent of the right shoulder, left shoulder, left wrist, problems on the left arm. And he kind of swung the bat like it was still bothering him.
Here's Contreras, and a ball. 252, 9 home runs, 52 runs batted in. Wind is picked up even more here at the ballpark, blowing out to right towards the foul pole. Two and 0. A lot of first inning pitches. 26 here in the first inning. And from inning to inning, you always check those flags. Third time that Wainwright's had a 2-0 count. Two and 1.
I mean, if you're a Cubs hitter or a Cub lineup, you have to approach Wainwright looking for the breaking ball, because he doesn't throw as hard anymore to get the fastball by him. If you're looking for the breaking ball, you could still adjust to the fastball.
Wainwright's been right around 91, 92 this inning.
That's about what he's been since coming back against that brilliant game he pitched against the Dodgers. 6 innings of no-run ball.
I think the game of the year to keep the Cardinals in it.
I agree with that.
The 2-2. And the runner's off with the next pitch. Cubs are trying to finish this year in first place for the 3rd straight season. They haven't done that since 1906, 7, and 8. (3-2) out of play. And the Cubs also trying to knock the Cardinals out again for the 3rd time in 4 years. Remember, they beat them 3-1 in the NLDS of 2015, and then knocked them out of contention game number 159 last year, as they celebrated at Busch Stadium.
That was the expression of a lot of Cardinal fans.
Oh boy.
Celebrating in their backyard. The Cubs of all teams.
3-2 pitch. Foul back again. .31 pitches and counting now for Wainwright here in this first inning.
All hands on deck as far as the Cardinals bullpen. Throw those pitch counts right out the window, really. Work from inning to inning like the Brewers did against the Cardinals in Game 1 with their bullpen.
Got him. 3 strikeouts in the inning, 32 pitches, and a 2-0 Chicago lead. He's watching this game on AFN, the American Forces Network. And welcome to those in countries around the world aboard naval ships at sea. And thank you so very much for your service. Our Toyota key to the game from Tim McCarver.
Run the table. For those of you who may not know what that means, in pool, if you run the table, that means you haven't been snookered. That from the movie The Hustler back in the early 60s with Jackie Gleason, Paul Newman, George Scott.
How would you define snookered?
Snookered?
I know.
Well, it's a pool term. I don't know, to tell you the truth. I just used that.
I'm trying to put you on the spot.
I don't care. You can't put me on the spot.
I have learned that.
I've been on too many spots in this business.
Ozuna breaks his bat and picks up a single into center field. Now Hendricks, he threw only 13 pitches and then he sat for 18 minutes. That was a long bottom of the first.
Ends up breaking the bat of Marcell Ozuna. That bat died a hero, as the players say. But it found a hole.
Here's Jed Jerko, 11 homers. He's driven in 47. Lights on here at Wrigley Field. It feels like
that's
nighttime.
Hot, isn't it? Yeah. Feels like about 6:30 in the evening.
Yeah. And strike one on Jed Jerko.
Jed trying to tie it up with that swing.
Kyle Hendricks, originally drafted by Texas, then traded by the Rangers to Chicago for Ryan Dempster.
Somebody saw something, didn't they?
Yeah.
With the Cubs.
He has a degree in economics
from Dartmouth.
That's right, Dartmouth.
Yeah.
The legendary Big Green of Dartmouth.
The Big Green. Hanover, Mass. It's in that area.
Could be two. Out at second, the turn, and a double play. Here's Yadier Molina.
Great Ethan, our stat man here in Chicago, says it's Hanover, New Hampshire, where Dartmouth is. I knew it was right in that area up there, right near Mass, where Mass runs into New Hampshire, Vermont.
You know, he's an Ivy Leaguer.
Of course I know that.
Ethan, our stats man, went to Harvard. Bet your parents are really proud to have that degree, and you're up here in a booth. But he loves us. That's why he's here. 1-2. Does a great job.
I'll say he does.
Eighteen strikes of the 21 pitches. Pulled foul.
That's how a guy like Hendricks gets ahead of hitters, by having them foul it off. He's not overpowering. He doesn't throw hard, rarely above 93.
The ground ball, fair, backhanded by Bodie. And Molina is the third out here in the top of the second. On Fox and FS1, the Cardinals face the Cubs 11:30 on Fox. Then tomorrow night, Tigers and Brewers at 6 on FS1 and on the Fox Sports app. Ken Rosenthal will be part of that Telecast tomorrow joins us for this half inning as Kyle Hendricks will lead it off against Adam Wainwright. We're just talking between innings. Pretty amazing story, Adam Wainwright.
He is, Dan, and I just admire what he's done so much coming back like this. Not that he could have packed it in. He was never going to do that, but what these guys go through physically is really difficult. And we've got David Wright this weekend in New York. He's going to play his last game tomorrow. And my goodness, he's spent 3 years.
Waino will step and throw and throws high, but Carpenter, he's on the bag.
Yeah, I was saying David Wright basically didn't play for 3 years, trying to come back. And here's Adam Wainwright. He's had his own issues, but they're well chronicled. We all know them. And not only has he come back, he's come back as Adam Wainwright. And it's just so impressive to me. And I don't know, as media members, as fans, if we can fully ever appreciate what they go through physically. It's not an easy game to play in that regard.
Here's David Bodie. Triple last night that scored 2 against the Pirates. This guy has been a nice find for the Chicago Cubs.
And they love him. And he's one of these guys, Dan, he's a hard-working guy. He just loves the game. And I wrote a whole story after the game-winning grand slam about his defense, because they rave about that as well. We've seen him make a couple of good plays already today. And he's not ever going to be a star, most likely, but he's the kind of guy you win with, playing different positions.
We were talking earlier. I said after watching Yelich and what he did against the Cardinals, drove in 8 and then in the final game walked 5 times. He would get my vote for the MVP over Baez, but Baez's versatility has got to come into play too.
I agree, and that's what makes it so interesting. Now, if I had to guess right now, Yelich is going to win because of what he's done this last month. It's been incredible, and he's been really the best player in baseball, not just the league. But Baez gives you that multi-dimensional aspect, and not only does he play those positions, he is Gold Glove-like at every one of those positions. And now, of course, he's going to be at shortstop for the duration. So it's close, but right now I would give the edge to Yelich as well.
Do we know the status of Addison Russell?
We don't. Right now, he is on administrative leave through at least Sunday. Now, what can happen then? Can be extended on administrative leave for further. They can suspend him, or they can simply withdraw the case entirely. But no player who's ever been placed on administrative leave has avoided suspension, avoided a settlement of a suspension. So that is the anticipated outcome at this point. I don't imagine we will see him at any point soon in a Cubs uniform, at least in 2018.
We were talking about this before. Were you surprised that Murphy slipped through to land with the Chicago Cubs?
Very surprised. And in fact, at the time, the teams that kind of aroused my curiosity the most were the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. Now, the Rockies obviously didn't need him. They've done just fine. And nor did the Diamondbacks. That was not their problem. But yes, I was very surprised.
Too quick of an inning.
Real quick. But you've got Mr. McCarver waiting.
Bring it all tomorrow, Kenny.
I tried.
2-0. season, Major League ranks. Tied for 6th with that record. And a strike to Colton Wong. We're underway here in the 3rd inning. Cardinals have a hit that was by Marcell Ozuna in the 2nd inning to center field, erased on a double play. A ball and a strike. Many thanks to Ken Rosenthal for stopping in. Big gap in right center and a base hit into right field. Cardinals have their 2nd hit. Wong has had a resurgent year in the 2nd half. And it brings in Bader. Hitting .266, 12 home runs, and he's driven in 37. The pitcher on deck, Adam Wainwright. And strike one. A lot of strikes early on in this game from Hendricks. If the Cubs and Brewers tie, the tiebreaker would be at Wrigley Field on Monday. And that's a single into center field. The Cardinals have something going. This is where it gets interesting from Mike Schilt's point of view. You have a pitcher that can handle the bat. Do you show bunt, let him swing? Do you bunt straight up? That ball squarely met by the bat of Bader into center. Rizzo, he is way in at first, and we've seen a left-handed throwing first baseman the ability to get that lead man, but there's good speed here with Bader and Wong. Wainwright trying to bunt it up the 3rd base line. Be creative here. Do you show bunt and swing? Been 5 total hits in the game. All 5 have been singles, and a bunt by Wainwright perfect. Second baseman Murphy covering, and the sacrifice is good. 1-4. It's exactly where he needed to put it, up the 3rd base line and away from Rizzo. It brings in the first baseman Matt Carpenter. Carpenter struck out his first time up. If Carpenter goes deep this weekend, he becomes the first Cardinal with a 9 home run season against the Cubs. Rogers Hornsby 1925, Stan the Man in 1950, Jim Edmonds in 04, and Pujols in 04 all had seasons with 8 home runs in this rivalry. And Carpenter lifts a fly ball out to shallow left. That's Bryant. And the runners stay put.
Oh boy. I mean, the last time the Cardinals played the Cubs, Carpenter would have been walked.
Yes.
Crying out loud, with first base open, even though it's the early innings. Unpredictability of Joe Madden.
Here's Jose Martinez. Runners at second and third. A base hit could tie it up. It's a big out. Pickoff down at third, and
well, you talk about somebody not being on the same page as the catcher. That was Bodie at third. Bodie's in his position, and fortunately Contreras picked him up. That's unusual to do that with a right-handed batter up there because you can't see the runner and you don't know where the third baseman is.
His lead down that third base line wasn't all that far.
No.
So
he was much closer to the bag than the third baseman.
And Martinez lifts a fly ball into right. Zobrist spun around, and he'll make the catch.
Oh, boy.
The Cardinals can't cash in. 2-0 our score. With Jim.
Dan, the Cards are operating with basically no margin for error here, and they understand that, but don't mention the word pressure. The Cards say that's just not an issue for them. Paul DeYoung told me this. That's for you guys in the media to blow up. We just go out and play. That's what we've done all season. Mike Schilt told me anxiety, fear, pressure, you can make it bigger than it actually is if you let it. We understand what's at stake, and we are ready to play. Dan, I guess the Cardinals' mantra is just go out and play.
Jimmy, when I throw it to you, sometimes I feel pressure. Did I give you enough time? Did I set you up properly? There's a lot of pressure that goes into that.
Dan, you're the best in the business.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll tell you, like I would tell a young broadcaster, just trust your stuff.
Thanks, Jimmy. Here's a 1-1, and it's 1-2. I mean, you feel the pressure when you throw it to Jim, because you know
that happens in this business.
Well, he's got good stuff, and you know it.
Yeah.
Set him up properly. Watch out. Mike Schilt was hit by a line drive when we were in Pittsburgh earlier this year and had to be taken to a local hospital.
I remember that. Wow. He was hit hard, too.
Yes, he was.
No deflecting blow.
It's a ball and 2 strikes on Ben Zobrist, who walked and scored back in the first inning. Ben's got the old school look going. with the stirrups and the black shoes, the spikes. And those are the real stirrups. Those aren't painted on the sock.
Well, Joe Madden's loved him since their days at Tampa together. Guy who could play a lot of positions: right field, shortstop, second base, third base, first base.
2-2. Back to Wainwright. He'll step and throw. Throws a bit wide of Carpenter. That's his second throw. That one was high and this one wide to Carpenter. First time it was Hendricks and he wasn't running very hard and the Cardinals caught a break. Saying a few years ago, it's an epidemic in the game, a pitcher throwing to second base, fielding a position and getting a play at second.
Yeah, and first base, to any base, as a matter of fact. And you know, it's almost understandable because pitchers are trained to throw 60 feet 6 inches to a guy with movement, to a hitter with a bat in his hands. And it's so unusual for them to throw it to a man with a glove in his hand.
Stationary, target, hit him in the chest.
Yeah. It was an epidemic a couple of years ago, but that part of those problems have been solved.
Good curveball. Kevin Segrist, I remember, had an issue with that.
Yeah.
Carlos Martinez last year.
Jaime Garcia.
Another one.
Part of the reasons that the Cardinals lost that second game, first and third and nobody out, with the safety squeeze, and Garcia didn't know what to do with the ball.
2-2 the count.
Cardinals got nobody. I think it was in the second inning of game 2, and the Cardinals had won game 1.
2-2 the count on Rizzo. Out of play. It's a cool afternoon, wind blowing here at Wrigley, so adds to it. Fall in the air here in Chicago. Our booth is open, so open to the air, and beginning of the year they have windows. We needed every bit of them. That's popped up. Very beginning of the season, it was freezing. Remember how cold April was around the country?
Do I ever remember?
And it was so cold here. We had a snow out for one of the games.
That's why you need a scarf, Danny.
Good segue, Tim, and that's why we're going to get you that scarf giveaway next year. But you like to, for the fans, but you like to wear the red scarf just as a...
Well, I mean, you know, it's Cardinal related, and yeah, I like it. I like it. That's why I bought it.
Well, you'd wear it if it was 80 because you think you're Mr. Fashion.
Oh, no, that's not true.
And I will tell you, I like your tie today.
Thank you very much.
It's a nice tie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hadn't seen that all year.
No, it's not a fall tie. I like fall ties.
Well, that is a fall tie.
Dress for the season. Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah, okay. Looks good.
It was made in Scotland.
Really?
Yes. It's a fact.
Did you get it in Scotland, or?
I did not. I've never been to Scotland, but it was made in Scotland.
You're a world traveler and you've never been to Scotland?
Made in Scotland. There you
wow.
go. I don't think that is cause for a wow, but it's kind of a head nod would do. Thank you.
Just admired it, that's all. It's a really nice tie.
Well, thank you very much. I think Wainwright has done much better to get back to this game since that 2-run first. Looks more like the Wainwright who beat the Dodgers.
Baez reaching, popped up. Carpenter. He's got it. We'll discuss Tim's tie and Paul DeYoung during the break.
Please.
2-0. We head to the fourth. Brought to you by Missouri Baptist Medical Center. Doctors call it world-class medicine. You'll call it Mobab. And by Toyota. Let's go places. 3, 4, and 5. Starting with Paul DeYoung. 2-0 our score. Cardinals missed a very good opportunity in the third to get on the board with Carpenter up. Runners at second and third and only one out. Couldn't bring him in.
Getting back to Jim's point, Jim Hayes' point about pressure, you know, the best approach to pressure for me is to admit the pressure. And by the very admittance of the pressure, you take your first step in handling that, in my opinion, and based on experience.
There's a grounder, left side, Bodie. And the out. Kia drive to success. Marcell Ozuna this season through May batting .260, and since the 1st of June, so the last 96 games at .288 average.
But when somebody tells me either collectively or individually that they don't feel the pressure, to me that you're fooling yourself. You do feel the pressure. Of course there's pressure. There's supposed to be pressure. You're glad there's pressure. But to admit that there's not, that's nonsense.
Everybody knows what's at stake.
Of course.
The back leg of Ozuna, he's almost past the chuck line towards home plate. He's deep in the box, but very close to the plate, as you see there with that back foot.
Mm-hmm.
One ball and 2 strikes. Single to center back in the second inning. The 2-2. Cardinals have Michaelis going tomorrow, Cole Hamels for the Cubs. Sunday, Flaherty against Montgomery. And the 2-2 hit out of play. Tough play here. Bodie backing up, showing off the arm. They love his defense. That's a good play.
If his defense can match his heroics from an offensive standpoint and the big hits he's got and the sudden death hits he's got all year long, that's why you've got to love a guy like David Bodie. Strong arm from third. He could be a third baseman for a long time, and they could move Bryant to the outfield. That's the thing with the Cubs. They are so deep.
A strike to Jerko, grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. David Bodie made his debut April 21st. And he jammed him, broke his bat, and Jerko is 0 for 2, and the Cardinals go quietly here at the top of the fourth. 2-0 our score here at Wrigley. Can be seen on ESPN, Fox FS1, Major League Baseball Network, TBS. The postseason. And away we go.
Cardinals have been stymied so far by Kyle Hendricks.
And after a rough, long first inning, Wainwright has settled right in.
He has. He looks like Waino. Keep referring to that Dodger game, but that was by far his best game of the year.
After the error by Wong in the first inning, he's retired now. 8 in a row. He struck out 4 on the day. Jason Hayward. .32 pitches in the first inning for Wainwright. 27 total in the second and the third. And a ball inside, and it's 3-1.
I can hear the words of Joe Becker, an old pitching coach with the Cardinals in '66, saying, "Get the leading lady," meaning get the first hitter of the inning. Get the leading lady. And you get those mantras in your mind from a catcher's standpoint, and it really works. When he says get the leading lady, you go out there and you bear down on the first guy. You bear down on getting ahead. How can I get ahead? Because getting ahead is going to make it easier to get this guy out, and that's the leading lady.
3-2, and a grounder to Carpenter. Wainwright to the bag and the out. That's 9 in a row.
So Joe Becker would be very happy for Waino and Yachty by getting the leading lady.
There's Chris Bryant, who struck out back in the first. A lot of curveballs from Adam Wainwright today.
And he got Chris Bryant on curveballs, 2 of them for strike 2 and 3 is the last time up.
A ball and a strike. In the air, center, Bader, gone.
It looked like Adam Wainwright was trying to go away from Chris Bryant. That ball ended up in the middle of the plate. Curveball hit a fortune to center field. My goodness.
Ooh. Chris Bryant had not homered here at Wrigley since July 20th. That was against the Cardinals. 3-0 Chicago. Wilson Contreras struck out first time up. That was hit a ton.
Oof. One of the longest balls I've seen hit in this ballpark.
Me too.
That stayed in the ballpark.
Right.
The ones that go over the fence and then into Waveland Avenue, you can't really measure those, but a ball that you could track.
That's caught by Wong. Out number 2. Brings in Kyle Hendricks. So again, Joe Madden using the pitcher, batting 8th. Hendricks bounced back to Waino first time up. Yeah, you'll see some long ones hit here because of the wind. In particular, when the wind's blowing out. You don't see many, though, to dead center field like that.
No.
Nothing in 2 the count.
Jim Pagliarone used to be a catcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he said during batting practice one day, wind was blowing out to center field, and he saw Roberto Clemente hit the ball over the scoreboard.
Come on.
That's a fact.
preview gets you ready for hockey. Host Scott Warman sits down with Doug Armstrong and also previews the new players the Blues acquired this past offseason. Blues season preview Sunday at 6 on Fox Sports Midwest.
It's always fun when you're doing the only game played in Major League Baseball and you're trying to think of where the players are on the other teams. Well, the Dodgers, I guarantee, are in the visiting clubhouse in San Francisco watching this game. Every single one of them. As are the Rockies in their clubhouse, their home clubhouse at Coors Field in Denver.
Right now, the Cardinals, they need some offense.
Need some base runners and hits. No doubt about it.
It's another broken bat. That's the third bat that Hendricks has broken today.
Throw easy, break bats. Isn't that funny how that happens?
Yes. Means he's getting movement too.
Probably.
The pitch taken low by Wong. Hendricks has recorded 8 ground ball outs.
Johnny Sain, a great pitching coach, used to say pitching's the art of fooling a hitter, and this guy proves it.
Not overpowering.
No.
Changes speeds. That changeup can dart in on a lefty, away, in on a righty.
Got different types of changeups. Yeah. That's right.
He can cut it. The 2-0. Wong singled to right first time up.
That ball looked like it was. Look, I never talk about the home plate umpire, but that ball was not a strike.
3-1. And he walked him. It was his first 3-ball count and now his first walk. MLB at Bat, your #1 app to follow Cardinals postseason push. Get home screen icons, MLB.tv game of the day, all the highlights, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today.
That, by the way, was the first 3-ball count to any Cardinal hitter. And, of course, a 4-ball count. Walking Wong.
Here's Bader, who singled to center field. Back in the third. And looks at a strike. He's shaking his head. Cardinals down 3-0, top of the 5th. A lot of room on the right side of the infield.
When Harrison Bader becomes more experienced, he'll learn to use that hole on the right side of the infield. But right now, with 2 strikes, he does not have that approach.
Was even thinking about pushing a bunt to that side of the field too with his speed.
Yeah.
Off the plate, 1-2. Wainwright on deck. It's Gomber there on the right and Webb on the left. And Bader hits it left side. Bodie underhands for the out. Boy, he's been busy.
He's been busy and awfully good at third today.
If he doesn't get to that ball with the speed of Wong,
I agree.
He might beat that out at second.
I think so. Even Baez would have a tough time because that ball had too far to travel if it gets by Bodie.
Well, you can understand why Mike Schilt has the lefties up. You've got coming up Bodie and then Murphy, Zobrist, Rizzo.
Yeah.
So 2 outs and a runner at first base.
Of course, he could allow Waino to hit and then bring in the left-hander anyway. And down 3 runs, that cannot happen.
T-Mobile. A look at Adam Wainwright. Game started with a single, a walk, and a single. 2 runs would score in the first. And then he settled in. Gave up a home run to Bryant in the 4th. And that's the difference in the game. 3-0 our score. The line on Adam Wainwright. David Bodie. He leads it off for the Cubs in the home half of the 5th. Busy down at 3rd today. First time up, struck out. You never know when guys will blossom and start to figure it out, but he was a former walk-on at Liberty University.
Really? I didn't know that. Where's Liberty University?
There's a few of them, and I'm not sure exactly which one he was at, but Liberty University. And then he went to a junior college, you know, just trying to find a chance. Added to the Cubs 40-man after he went to the Arizona Fall League last year. 18th round pick in 2012. You just never know.
Think of the hundreds that were chosen in front of him.
Yeah. He's a good player.
Yes, he is. Won the heart of Joe Madden and the hearts of these Cub fans. And I'll tell you, I just have remorse, not because of the way the game's going, but this might be the last half inning that Adam Wainwright ever pitches in a Cardinal uniform. He leads off. The pitcher spot is scheduled to lead off the top of the 6th.
He's thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Truly one of the great Cardinals ever.
Any way you want to put it.
That's right.
Human beings, athletes, pitchers, player, name any category. Top shelf.
The 2-2. Pulled foul. Came up in 2005. Became the closer in 06. That wild run of 06. The 2-2 and a strikeout, number 6 for old Uncle Charlie.
Looks like the harder curveball is the one when he lets up on that curveball. That was the one to Bryant that he hit to center field, and the one that Bodie pulled foul. But his harder curve has been his better curve since coming back, this being his 4th start. He's coming back on what, back in early September, the Dodger game. Early to mid September.
Murphy hits it the other way and down into the corner. Second hit for Daniel Murphy.
We open this game talking about the great compliment you could pay to Daniel Murphy in that phrase, he can hit. Nobody in baseball looks at him and doesn't say that.
Dominic Leone has joined Webb in the pen. Runner at second is Murphy, and here's Ben Zobrist. Bunting and a beauty. Ruled safe at first. Cardinals will take a look at it.
Waino more or less stunned that he bunted. I think he stunned everybody with that bunt. Carpenter playing back, way back. By the time he got to it, it was too late to shovel off to Wainwright. He was safe.
So now Rizzo.
Well, if you're going to use the left-hander, you almost have to do it now. Don't you?
Yeah.
I think.
You have Hayward 2 spots away. And Rizzo here. Runners at first and third. This might be your game, maybe season on the line right here.
Yeah. That's not an overstatement.
Rizzo singled, picked up a run batted in the first, and also popped out. The 1-0. Two and one. Fly ball into center. Bader with the catch. Hits the cut. Run scores 4-0.
Tried to crowd Rizzo. That's a right thing to do to get him out, but unfortunately he's strong enough to hit a fly ball deep enough to score Murphy.
And now Baez. Four 4-0 our score. Baez has struck out and also popped out. 0 for 2. Well, you don't know. Does Adam Wainwright want to continue after this year? Free agent to be. Would the Cardinals want him back? Does he want to pitch? Yeah, that's another part of it too.
All those questions, sure. They'll be solved next spring or before.
Good curveball.
That again is his harder curveball. Seems to be the most affected pitch today for him. You throw the hard curveball, hitters have less time to adjust to it. That's why, generally speaking, if you have one, it's the better of the two choices.
2-2. And you're right, Tim. I mean, this may be the final time we see him
ever.
Yeah. Right here. His spot is due up first for the Cardinals, looking ahead to the 6th, down by 4. With the lefty Hayward coming up. Something to keep in mind too. The Cardinals may go to their bullpen, so we'll see. 3-2 the count.
Well, for Baez's penchant to swinging at curveballs, this will probably be a curveball. There's that little strange toss to first base you alluded to a couple of innings ago. Weird.
Well, if this is indeed the last time for Adam Wainwright, what a ride it's been. And Yadier Molina.
Picture for the ages.
Here's Greg Garcia, the pinch hitter for Wainwright. I'm sure there are many fans like me right now thinking back to so many of the great moments that Wainwright has had in his career. And again, we don't know if this is it. Could be. He will be a Cardinal Hall of Famer. That's a slam dunk.
Of course.
But so many wonderful moments along the way. And a grounder back to Hendricks. October 27th of 06. A young Adam Wainwright closing out the World Series.
You know, the thing about it is there's no time for emotion right now. The emotion is from the team standpoint of scoring runs, and he can't really get him what he deserves.
Carpenter hit by the pitch.
Would you agree with that, Danny?
I do.
I
think it's twofold, Tim. I think I would imagine he personally knows what's going to happen right now if he's going to come back. I believe that deep down in his heart. You know, now things can change, and he may know that was the last pitch he'll throw in a major league game.
But I'm talking about collectively.
But collectively, you're worried about the team right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Cardinals, more than anything else, have to win this game, or it's going to be extremely difficult. Odds are great if they do win the game, and they know that. And trying to mix in the emotion of Adam Wainwright, you can bring it up and we can talk about it, but you know, it's just very difficult from a broadcasting standpoint.
I would say this. I mean, Wainwright finished up this season on a roll, and as a competitor, you got to wonder if he thinks in his heart, you know what, I still got something in the tank. I want to come back. I mean, that certainly would be on the table with how he's finished. As Martinez lifts a fly ball down the right field line and out of play.
Yeah, but it's kind of a situation you just float the emotions later, and in one way it's you want to stop, you want to honor him, and you want to talk about him, but you can't. There are too many pressing things like runs. The Cardinals need that, as everybody knows, in the worst way.
Martinez out to right. Zobrist back over his head, and a one-hopper off the wall. Jose to second base, and the Cardinals have runners at second and third and only one out. This will be our Nissan drive of the game. So after Carpenter hit by a pitch, this double hit by Jose Martinez.
And the last time the Cardinals had this situation was in the third inning with Wong and Bader on, and they died at second and third. Cardinals can't allow that to happen this time.
Final thought on Adam Wainwright. If that was his last pitch, appropriate, a strikeout with a curveball. That's to find him.
Yeah.
But right now the Cardinals worried about the here and now. That's to Young, who's 0 for 2. Cardinals had runners second and third, one out, did not score in the third. That can't happen here. They've got to get a run, if not two.
Got to get 2 runs. They haven't had, seems like, a big hit in a week.
DeYoung pulls it. Bodie diving stop. The run does score. Well, that's a big play there. That saves 2 runs from scoring.
Tell you, if you're a Cardinal fan, it makes you want to swear, because DeYoung couldn't have hit it any harder, and Bodie again. He's been all over the place at third base. RBI for DeYoung, 67 on the year, but Bodie just too much so far today.
Single season high for runs batted in. Now for DeYoung.
Said 67, 66 on the year for Paul.
Ozuna 1 for 2. Pulls it fair inside the third base line, and a big 2-out hit by Marcell Ozuna. And that makes it a 4-2 Cubs lead. Big pick me up there by Ozuna.
It's almost like Ozuna saying, all right, you're so good, catch this.
It's a bullet here.
Tracer hit down the third baseline. Bodie just frozen there. That ball caroming back to Chris Bryant in left field, and the Cardinals have cut the lead in half.
Tying run at the plate, Jed Jerko. Hit into a double play, grounded back to Hendricks. And Jerko lifts a fly ball out to Hayward, backing up and makes the catch. to Young Ozuna. Couple of RBIs, and it's now 4-2. The BJC difference maker. Final pitch of the day was a strikeout. And Adam with 7. And a hug from Molina. Those two have been together for so many years. Molina called up in 04, Wainwright 05. So many big moments along the way. So here's Webb. Webb will face Jason Hayward. Bryant and Contreras to follow, so very well could be a one-hitter appearance. (4-2) our score. John Brebbie up in the Cardinal bullpen. And that's fouled back just below us. All your years, you ever had a foul ball up here?
No, I don't want one either. That little white rat hurts when it hits. And being farther away from it doesn't make any difference to me. I have too many memories along those lines, huh, Yachty?
That white rat hurts.
That white rat hurts when it hits. And I've already given. I'm sorry.
I get it. The 2-1 pitch to Hayward. Crowd today 39,442. 39442. The 3-1 pitch to Jason Hayward. Out to center. Bader with the catch. Almost snuck over the glove, and a liner off the bat of Jason Hayward. Mike Schilt back to his bullpen. John Brebbia. He'll face Bryant and Contreras coming up. John Brebbia coming in. the Mexican Riviera. On board will be Mike Schilt, Alex Reyes, Brian Eversgerd, Cardinals Hall of Famer Vince Coleman. Space limited. Cardinals.com/cruise. Chevy called to the pen, and John Brebbia, appearance number 45. 4-2 ball game, and this will be Chris Bryant, who is homered today. Tim, do you know that guy that's on the video board there?
John Brebbia?
Does that look like John Brebbia to you?
Does not.
It is John Brebbia, but
well, that was pre-beard.
You betcha. That's then. This is now.
Yes. John Brebbia has been a bull in the Cardinals bullpen this year.
That rolls fair. Started foul, rolled fair with all the English and spin on that ball.
No, from the pitch, it was a slider.
Yep.
We talked about it earlier to keep the ball away from Bryant, but you're right, Dan. I didn't realize that until the replay. Ball ended up 5 feet fair when it was foul about 10 feet out of the box. Spinner.
Yep. That's why you don't give up on the play. You don't give up on it, Tim.
I'm glad to know that.
How many times have
finally, at my advanced age, I finally got to know that.
I mean, I told you, you never give up on a play. And that's why. Here's Contreras. My mom said to me the other day, she said, "Hey, does Tim get mad at you?"
Oh, she didn't.
Yeah.
No.
I said, no. I said,
you got to be kidding. No.
She flipped on the game, and I was imitating you, and she said, "Boy, I didn't realize McCarver was doing the game." I said, "Mom, that was me." Oh.
Oh.
Well, does he get mad at you?
No. Kidding around, man.
Yeah. Hey, it's game 160.
Tell you, if you're the Cardinals right now, you got to laugh to keep from crying because things are desperate. They need somehow to do that. That's fine to begin with. And then when they get back in there, they need to score 2 runs over 3 innings in some fashion.
What about you? I'm a little surprised no one was up and throwing in the bullpen of the Cubs.
Yeah, that's odd.
And a fly ball into right center. Bader over and makes the catch.
Somebody will get up right now, you can bet.
Molina leads it off. 7th inning rolls in when we come back. the Blues and Stars preseason hockey. You can see it on the Fox Sports app and foxsportsgo.com. And that's Blues hockey coming up later tonight. Our Budweiser What's on Tap, Miles Michaelis and Cole Hamels, Jack Flaherty, Mike Montgomery on Sunday. Hamels, by the way, is career ERA at Wrigley Field 1.69. Here's Yadier Molina. Cardinals down by 2. Molina is grounded to third and also to short. The Hawk Hall of Famer Andre Dawson getting set to sing during the 7th inning stretch. Thanks to Cardinals home runs this season, the Gateway Honda dealers donated more than $180,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Missouri. A ball and a strike on Yadier Molina. Hit left side. There's Bodie again. One away. I would imagine, Tim, that part of the reason that he hasn't gone to his bullpen, Hendricks at 73 pitches, plus their bullpen has been beat up. I mean, late innings have been problematic for him. Pedro Strop has been out since September 13th. Bodie, by the way, with 7 assists today.
Been all over the place.
Steve Cishek has appeared in 76 games this year. Justin Wilson has been hit and miss, so the back end has been an issue. As Wong lifts it in the air, left center, well hit and off the ivy. Into second base, diving in head first with a double, and the tying run again will come to the plate.
That ball was about halfway up the ivy.
Wong 2 for 2 with a walk today.
Good power, showing good power to left field. The wind still blowing out to right, so that ball was not helped. That was actually closer to the net, to the basket than I thought it was. Only about 3 feet.
Here's Harrison Bader. 1 for 2. Matt Adams at the on deck circle. Still nobody up and throwing in the Cubs pen. For the Cardinals, Bud Norris and Dakota Hudson. A ball and a strike. Los Angeles at San Francisco tonight. Ryu will go for the Dodgers. Bumgarner 6-6 for the Giants. Here's a 1-1.
Emptied your digital wallet? We understand. Great Southern Bank. We're fans too.
Wong at second base. A ball and 2 strikes. Harrison Bader. And time called.
We were just handed a note by Ethan, the great Ethan, who's our stats guy here at Wrigley, saying Jaime Garcia is up and throwing for the Cubs. Of all the pitchers that I would least suspect, it would be Jaime Garcia, who had a start in the doubleheader about 3 weeks ago for the Cubs. But how about that? Jaime Garcia. He's the ex-Cardinal, right?
Ex-Cardinal.
Same one.
Yep. got 14 in their pen, and they've got 5 lefties. The 1-2. Bader puts it in play. Bodie looks him back and save. He's off the bag.
I'll tell you, that's what speed will do for a hitter, and that's what should affect more Cardinal runners out of the box, running full out like Bader does all the time. That's something they can take into 2019.
The Cubs are going to challenge.
He was safe, it looked like to me. See, his foot's off the bag when the ball's in the glove, I thought. I still don't agree. It's on the big board here. Thought his foot was off the bag.
This is a huge call coming up.
Oh my gosh, biggest call of the year for the Cardinals. See, his foot's off the bag right there. He's jumping for the ball.
I tend to agree.
He doesn't make contact with the ball in the glove until his both feet are above the bag.
Regardless of the call, you've got Adams coming up. At that point, does Joe Madden go to his bullpen?
Well, that's why you got Garcia warming up, I would think.
And the Cardinals then, if they wanted to, counter with, let's say, Patrick Wisdom.
I did not think that play would warrant this long a review. Now, if the bag's, the ball's not there yet. That, to me, is not irrefutable.
Well, the way I look at it, Tim, there's no other game going on. So all eyes on this game, and they understand the importance of this call, where sometimes you got a lot of games going on and you're in New York and you got to get the crew to that spot to see it. Here we go.
Safe.
Big call. So an error on Bodie.
I think that's a right call. Not that we're always right, but we were then, buddy.
You betcha. Well, big city. Can he come up with one more time a big hit?
Jim Hickey, the pitching coach for the Cubs, out to talk to Hendricks.
Good speed on the bases with Bader and Wong. The power of Adams.
Dan, if you got a tie ball game or if you're ahead, Wong as well go to third base after the throw. And I'm not saying that because the throw was wild, but Bodie he was in such a hurry to get Bader that he didn't have time to look Wong back at second base. So if you're flat-footed, then you can go to third after the throw to first. That's something to tuck away for future games with the Cardinals.
A strike to Adams. '21 home runs. Carpenter on deck.
Change up. Now defensive mode for Matt.
Wind still blowing out to right. Go ahead run at the plate. And with Carpenter coming up, do you go to the lefty?
Or you wonder what the lefty's doing warming up to begin with. He may just be throwing.
Does Carpenter still have a little bit of that Wrigley magic left? They need it. And a ball hit by a pitch, scored back in the 6th, flied out to left and also struck out. Jose Martinez on deck. The rain picks up a bit here at Wrigley Field. Fly ball, center. He's going to get out of it. Hayward, the catch. Presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. The Chevy call to the pen, Bud Norris. And it's Kyle Hendricks pitching. Still in the ball game for the Cubs. He's at the plate. Andre Dawson, take me out to the ball game, the MVP of 1987, at 49 home runs that year. Montreal, Chicago, Boston Red Sox, if memory serves correct, and the Florida Marlins. 2-1 the count. Chased a ball. The Hawk, Andre Dawson.
Guy reeks of class. Boy, could he play.
2-1. No walks at this point in the game, and certainly not to the pitcher, Hendricks. Leadoff walk. Spring training a part of your 2019 vacation? Make it. Weekend or stay away. Cardinals Vacations. 800-892-7687.
Joe Madden, the type of manager that you don't know what he's going to do in situations like this. I don't think you bunt with Bodie.
Right now, you make Norris throw a strike.
Well, that's what, yeah, to complete that thought. You don't even think about bunting until Norris can throw a strike. You're more apt to have him take than to bunt.
Little chopper, tough play, and they throw it away. Into the Camberwell, runners at second and third, nobody out.
A walk to the pitcher, and now an overthrow by Jerko, normally very reliable. Made a very good play, barehanding the ball, but then threw it about as wildly as you could throw it to first base.
So second and third, top of the lineup now for the Cubs, and nobody out.
Injury or illness should never interrupt childhood. St. Louis Children's Hospital, guardians of childhood.
I think Norris is done. Maybe. Nope. Thought I saw him grimace on a couple of pitches. He's been kicking at the dirt. Yeah, he wants the mound to be looked at. He's dealt with leg issues here tail end of the season.
Right.
And to his credit, he has tried to gut it through.
Oh,
and
he'll
now,
take the ball. That's one of his big points.
Yeah, now here's Chris Conroy.
And here comes Mike Schilt out to find out what Chris is finding out. And is Bud Norris perhaps with the nagging hamstring?
I thought I saw that.
Well,
yeah.
You might be right.
Yep, he's coming out of the game. You got Leone and Shreve.
If you're not going to walk Daniel Murphy, you're going to bring in Shreve. If you walk Daniel Murphy, you bring in the right-hander, I would think. You know, if Bud has a problem throwing, I mean, why wouldn't he say it before he walked the pitcher? Threw 4 out of 5 balls walking the pitcher. I mean, am I wrong about that? Or? Well, maybe he didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe it happened over the last couple of pitches.
And that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
2018-19 St. Louis Blues season almost here, so don't miss any of the action inside the newly renovated Enterprise Center. 19 weekend home games and many brand new promotional theme nights coming your way. Tickets on sale now at stlouisblues.com. Top of the lineup, and so you've got Daniel Murphy, switch hitter Zobrist, and then the lefty Rizzo. There's Chevy called to the pen. 6 hits aside. Cardinals have committed a couple of errors, and both could come back and haunt them. The one by Wong led to a run, and now in this inning.
That's what we were talking about, whether you bring a left or a right-hander in there. If you bring the left-hander in there, you got to assume they're going to pitch to Murphy. You bring the right-hander, of course, you would have walked Murphy to pitch to the right to the switch-hitting Ben Zobrist. One thing Murphy does against left-handed pitchers, much more than he does against right-handers, is he hits the ball to left field, like that hit he had earlier in the game. He has scored a couple runs, single, double. He is a tough out. You almost have to play the infield in, or at least halfway at shortstop, as is DeYoung, because you do have a pitcher running at third.
Murphy, a fly ball, plenty deep. Ozuna the catch. His throw will go into third base. Run scores, and that makes it 5-2. Ben Zobrist walked and scored, grounded back to the pitcher, and then a bunt base hit. Switch hitter, average at .311 this year, .345 from this side of the plate.
Yeah, that's unusual. Almost 50 points higher as a right-handed batter than left-hander.
Only 2 of the 5 Cub runs scored on hits. So runner at second, 1 out, and the 1-0 pitch. The Cardinals will have 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Martinez, DeYoung, and Ozuna. Deep left, Ozuna over, and will make the catch.
That ball on any normal wind blowing to left day, home run. That wind's knocking it down. Any fly ball to the left side of center field.
But Norris left the game with left hamstring tightness. Word from the Cardinals, and now Rizzo. 5-2 our score. And Rizzo pops it up. Shreve, pretty good work. Bader wants it. He's got it. Cubs add to their lead. 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Well, let's go Giants.
If you're a Cardinal fan, that's your rooting preference tonight. No question about it.
Jose Martinez, 5-2 our score. Hendricks pitching into the 8th, and Hayward shifts from center to right. Almora comes into center field. Ben Zobrist goes to second base. Daniel Murphy out of the game. Martinez with a double and a run scored today. Flied to right twice. Mentioned it many times, but this is where the Cubs are so versatile with interchangeable parts.
Yeah. Madden does it with the best of them. The Cardinals, on the other hand, these are their salad innings. The last 3 innings, they have scored explosively in some games. I don't think I've seen Martinez that livid all year.
Nope.
And to his credit, the home plate umpire, Adam Hamari, trying to keep him in the game.
Martinez lifts a fly ball into shallow right. The sliding catch by Jason Hayward. Here's Paul DeYoung. Picked up an RBI back in the 6th. A steady rain falling here at Wrigley. That's a base hit. DeYoung thinking 2. And it's a 1-out double.
Cardinals have not seen that all day from Bodie. The ball go under the glove. He has had 9 assists. This ground ball he can't come up with.
He just missed that one.
The ball went right under the glove.
Here's Marcell Ozuna.
A couple of bloops and a blast for the Cardinals would be welcome.
The 50th career double for Paul DeYoung. He's at second base. And strike 1 on Ozuna. 2 for 3 today. StatCast AI powered by AWS. A lot of room on the right side of the infield. One ball, 1 strike.
I think any pitcher in the National League makes you swing at his pitch any more than Kyle Hendricks. Not, in fairness, not in the case of the Cardinals, who are not a disciplined offense. They do not swing at disciplined strikes on a consistent basis. So kind of Kyle Hendricks, almost the ideal pitcher against the Cardinals.
Hit up the middle. Zobrist backhands. Nice play. Saves a run. DeYoung advancing to third base, and there's 2 away. Cardinals baseball brought to you by Budweiser.
Wherever legendary MLB moments happen, Budweiser will be there. And by Ford, going further so you can. Jerko grounded into a double play. Grounded back to Hendricks. And flied to center. It may be all Hendricks today. Pitch count at 95 with this delivery. Very efficient all day long.
Very efficient, and not a guy who, even when he throws a lot of pitches, he doesn't exude a lot of energy.
Definitely not a max effort.
No.
Lefty De La Rosa is up in their pen.
He's probably up for Wong.
Two and one the count. Yadier Molina on deck. Any which way, trying to get that tying run to the plate.
Right. Yadier Molina. Yadier has 20 home runs on the year.
And he did walk him. The tying run will come to the plate. Yadier Molina. And a dramatic home run over the weekend against the Giants to tie a game up at 4 with a 2-run homer. He could tie it up here with one swing.
Yeah, that wind's still blowing in, Dan. That's take a monumental shot to get it out to left field.
Wong on deck. Runners at the corners. And ball one. And now Contreras out to visit to slow him down maybe just a bit. Catch his breath. There was 2 baseballs being thrown to Hendricks. Tough enough game, isn't it?
Hendricks is saying, I walk one guy and you're throwing balls at me.
The umpire threw one out, and so did Contreras back to him.
Oh, watch.
Even he smiled a bit.
Oh, man.
Cubs down to 2 mound visits left in this game. Does he get a pitch to drive? The 1-0. Molina 0 for 3, 3 groundouts. Pitch count 1-0-1. One and two. Popped up right side and out of play. Fly ball, right field. Hayward with the catch. Hendricks through 8. Molina's reaction. It's that kind of day. StubHub app, and you can grab 100% MLB verified tickets up until the first pitch. Sell your extras to another fan. Get the StubHub app today. StubHub, official partner of the Cardinals. 5-2 in favor of the Cubs. Our Chevy Colt to the pen, Jordan Hicks. 73rd appearance. Shreve 1 inning. And now Hicks, 5-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Javi Baez. Baez, Hayward, and Bryant.
Cubs had De La Rosa up, the left-hander, to pitch to Colton Wong should he hit, but since Molina made the last out, they have set De La Rosa down, so I guess Kyle Hendricks will come back out there. And now we understand that De La Rosa just got back up. Two electric guys at their position, huh? Jordan Hicks.
Just thinking that.
And Javier Baez.
With a bat speed of Baez.
Bat speed, yeah.
Is incredible.
It really is.
The 1-1.
Wonder he has the control that he does with a bat speed that high. And he can control it.
Justin Wilson up in the Cubs pen. 3-1 the count on Baez. 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. Good fastball right down the middle. Struck him out.
I'll tell you, Danny, about 4 months ago, we were talking about Jordan Hicks, and I said that his best pitch by far is his fastball, and his breaking ball is coming along. Well, you didn't necessarily agree with it at the time, and now I retract that statement because I think you were right. I think his breaking ball came along sharper than I thought it would. You were ahead of me on that, and it's to your credit.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It's been a remarkable year for a kid that's 21, jumping from A-ball to the big leagues.
Yeah, jumping just anywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're that young, it's what a future lies in front of him, and you know, the Cardinals may make a starter out of him. Who knows?
Hayward aboard with 1 out here in the home half of the 8th.
DeYoung had to rush the throw. Long way to go. Came up on him. I don't know how it's going to be scored. Scored a hit.
Now Bryant 1 for 3 with a home run back in the 4th. Cardinals have Wong, Bader, and a pinch hitter due up in the 9th. That hits Bryant.
I thought that ball was off the glove of Yadier Molina.
As did I.
Yeah. May have skimmed by Bryant's elbow pad. Maybe that's what we saw. Yep. And then it did hit Yadi's glove.
Cubs, by the way, have 1 complete game this year. That was Cole Hamels August 23rd. Hendricks hasn't thrown a complete game since August 1st of 2016. That was a 7-hit shutout against Miami. 1 complete game from the Cubs this year.
Wow.
Boys, the game changed. 1.
Has it ever?
Here's Wilson Contreras, runners at first and second.
I tell you, I can see in the future, in the near future too, where there will be no complete games. They'll be a thing of the past. Guys from the bullpen starting and things like that.
Sure.
It's what Milwaukee did in game 1 against the Cardinals this last weekend. Or last week.
High chopper, fair ball, out at third, and another error. This will be the 3rd error charged to the Cardinals. Second one on Jerko. Wong with an error earlier. Could have given DeYoung an error on the ball hit by Hayward this inning too.
I think third base umpire Dan Bellino is questioning whether Bryant should be awarded home plate. He was past second base at the time. It's 1 from the mound, 2 from the field. So if it's 2 from the field, to me, Bryant should be able to score. And I believe that's why the umpires are huddled right now. See, he's past. You can see he'll be past second base when the throw is made. Jerko had to come back, tag the bag, and then Bryant is at second base. So it gets by Carpenter. And Madden's out to argue that same point right now. Now it'll be Madden against the umpires. Was Bryant at second base? If he was at second or past it, then he should be allowed to score 2. 2 from the field, meaning 2 from a fielder. Those are the rules of the base running of the game. As it stands now, Bryant's at third base. Madden is arguing that he deserves home. We'll see how they rule it. I don't think that's reviewable though, Dan. I don't believe
you
so.
can always go. The umpires could go to an overhead and look at where to position runners. They can't do that. And I'm not sure if Joe Madden maybe is asking them to do that in terms of reviewing it. Now, the umpires can ask, and again, that's for the positioning of runners. They can't do that.
See, from our higher third camera, here's what happened. Runners on at first and second. Now, obviously, the lead runner's cut down by the tag at third. The throw by Jerko is made when Bryant is past the bag at second. To me, Bryant should be awarded home.
But to me, you would get the bag you're going to.
But he's past that one.
Well, I don't know if he is. I mean, by the time he's throwing the ball.
Well, we can show that again, and we'll see. It's very, very close. Watch Jerko. He makes the catch. That takes him into foul territory. Good play. And he comes back to make the tag of third. And the throw, is it being made before Bryant is at second base?
Yes.
Or when he's at second base? I don't know. If he's past the bag, he's able to score.
I think it's the right call. So the bag you're going to and another run. Or, I'm sorry, another bag. So
that's really an impetus for that runner at first to be running hard. So he's before second base.
Yep.
And Chris Bryant probably doesn't even know the rule. You know, I mean, you could make a claim that that's the case. Why run hard at second when his throw is at first?
And the umpires did go to
the
angle to position the runners.
So you were right, partner. Good going.
I think he was about maybe a step or a half a step short of second when that ball was released.
That is correct. The umpires got the call right.
There's Tommy LaStella, runners at second and third. Now, if you're Bryant, you've got to think about getting down the line with a guy like Hicks on the mound.
Because Hicks can be erratic with his fastball.
Tough to catch.
Yep.
Two and 0. Dominic Leone up and throwing again in the bullpen. Three 3-0 the count with 2 outs. Three 1 to Listella. Bases loaded for the Cubs. Brings in Bodie with the bases loaded. Cubs obviously will go to their bullpen in the 9th after the pinch hitting appearance from Listella. Bodie, the 1 grand slam. It was a walk-off. The slider taken down and in, rather down and away. Almora at the on-deck circle.
Yadier Molina wanted that pitch, so did Hicks. You rarely see Yadi turning and confronting an umpire, staring face to face.
The 2-0.
Yadi holding the ball, and now Hicks is complaining. Yadi will be thrown out of this game, I think. Holding the ball like that. Home plate umpire. Both teams have had problems with him all day. That's about as upset as Hicks has been all year.
Bases loaded walk now 6-2 Chicago. Dominic Leone in our Chevy Colt to the pen. 30th appearance for the right-hander of the Cardinals. Bases loaded. Almora at the plate. Well, Hicks was upset with the strike zone, and Hendricks was at times. I thought it was really tough on Wainwright early. He's been hearing it from both sides.
Yes, they have.
One ball, one strike. Two strikes on Almora. Again, the Cardinals have Wong, Bader, pinch hitter coming up. Almora serves it into right for a base hit. 2 runs will score. They've opened it up. It's now 8-2.
Talking again about the depth of the Chicago Cubs, sending up a guy like Almora. 2 easy strikes, and then that third slider from Leone. And Almora capitalizes on it. 2-run score for the Cubs, and it's an 8-2 ball game.
Ben Zobrist, runners at the corners. Two walks in the inning, hit batter. And a bases loaded single.
Actually, that infield hit started off. Ball right by Paul DeYoung at shortstop.
Leone upset with that last pitch not called a strike. The 2-0.
This game might not be over until tomorrow morning. You get that feeling?
The strike zone, though, is tight.
Yeah, he's had a bad day. But as we said earlier, it's been bad for both sides.
Three 3-1. 3-2. Reminder, next game tomorrow on Channel 2, local TV, Fox KTVI, and then Sunday, our final telecast of the regular season. Next time we'll have baseball for you. It'll be spring training after Sunday.
After Sunday, yeah. Well, you too. What are you going to broadcast, Winter League?
I'd love to.
I'm sure something's available. Santurce and Santo Domingo.
Count me in.
Okay.
You too. The Chicago Cubs are Chevy called to the pen. Jairo Munoz will pinch hit for Wong. Then we'll see Bader and another pinch hitter. That'll be Leon's spot. 8-2 our score. We're in the top of the ninth. The Cardinals cannot come back. They'd be a game and a half out. And depending on what happens tonight in San Francisco, either a game or 2 games out with 2 to play. Munoz rips it fair on the first pitch. And he's going to take a turnaround first and stop there as the ball scoots away and into the dugout. So Jairo will get to third base.
2 from the field. 2 from the field, 1 from the mound. To explain that a little further, we had that incident, by the way, a single by Munoz, and the error will be on Ben Zobrist, the second baseman. Oh, Pepper Munoz wanted to go to second base. Quick throw by Bryant. And no, it'll be on Chris Bryant.
Yep.
So the ball from Chris Bryant went in the dugout.
Harrison Bader, a fly ball into shallow right. Hayward with the catch. Munoz back to third.
If a fielder throws the ball in the dugout and there's a man on first, then the runner is awarded 2 bases. So that's 2 from the field. If, on the other hand, a pitcher were to overthrow trying to pick off a guy at first base and he throws it in the dugout, it's 1 from the mound. That's what 1 from the mound, 2 from the field means, and that's in the rule book. So I hope we gave you a good explanation of that. Maybe about the only thing we've accomplished all day.
And then
that's a shame.
There's 3 from the stands. There's
no,
2.
No,
oh.
now quit it. Now
right.
Don't obfuscate my point.
Here's Tyler O'Neill, the pinch hitter. 2 balls and no strikes. Runner at third, Munoz. Cardinals 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position today. 1 for 10. Soft ground ball hit to third. O'Neill is safe. And the run scores to make it 8-3.
Now, David Bodie has been superhuman in some of the plays he's made today. Really very, very good plays. But an infield hit for Tyler O'Neill.
For a big man, he can run. Gets down the line very well.
Yes, he can. That's right.
Very close. And it brings in Carpenter. 8-3 our score. Rain falling here in the top of the ninth. Kinsler back up for Chicago. Carpenter sends it out to left. Bryant over, makes the catch. Budweiser plays of the game, the outing. Right-hander Kyle Hendricks, they needed a good start. They got a big one. 8 innings, 7 hits. 2 runs, both earned. Walked 2, struck out 2.
And all the ground outs too, Dan.
Yep.
Keeping the ball down is not the only thing that causes ground balls. Sometimes off-speed pitches do too, and those are really the most effective because a hitter's hitting it when he's fooled by the pitch, as opposed to a ball just being down.
Jose Martinez, 13 groundouts. 13. O'Neill, the runner at first. The 1-1. See De La Rosa shaking his head at the home plate umpire. Jorge, get in line.
That is true. Today there has been a line.
Hit the short end right through Baez. O'Neill will score, and that makes it 8-4. Normally sure-handed, went right through him. That is now 6 errors in this game.
Yeah, the conditions are so bad, even Javier Baez makes one. That's a rarity.
Here's Paul DeYoung. There's still life. 8-4 now. 2 outs. Ozuna on deck. Oh, 2. Cubs take game 1, 8-4.